So if you were to pick top three moments or memories of boxing, what would they be?
Jimmy Lennon Jr. when he gave when I won my title, he said, "And the new, bro." Hearing those words, "and the new," that's like the pinnacle moment of a boxer's career. I mean, and if you watch it, you go on YouTube and watch it. I jump up and down. I'm going around the ring, and then I hugged my trainer Walt, bro. I cried in his arms like a baby, man. Walt and I have been all over the world. He's traveled the world with me, all over the world. And to have him in that corner with me at that moment, man, like we did it, bro. We accomplished something great. And it wasn't the WBC title, but it was a piece of the WBC. I can always say I had a small piece of the WBC. Um, that was an amazing moment. And I always said that if I ever have Michael Buffer announce me, that I've made it in the game. And my first BKB fight, Michael Buffer announced me as the winner. Jason the Sensation Gavern. And I have a little like a 10-second clip on my TV where he's talking. Jason, I was like, I made it. It wasn't boxing, it was the BKB thing. But and just meeting all these fighters, man. You read stories, and man, the first time I met Mike Tyson, I would say that I cried. Mike, that's fucking Mike Tyson, bro. Like I hang out with celebrities, not hang out, but I work with a lot of different peoples, and I don't get celebrity like shell shout, like, oh my God. But when it comes to fighters, UFC fighters, like you go in a ring and you leave your parts of your life inside that ring. You know, meeting Sugar Ray Leonard was like, what? That's Sugar Ray Leonard, bro. These are amazing, amazing men in the world.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
these were the guys when we were kids. They were the biggest names in the world,
bro.
weren't they?
I never
In
met Muhammad
sports.
Ali, but I hung out with, um, oh my God, his trainer,
Angelo Dundee.
Angelo Dundee, at Fifth Street Gym down in Miami. I was down there one day with him for probably 4 or 5 hours. 4 or 5 hours. We went for lunch, hung out. Man, I'm with Angelo Dundee. Like, this is crazy. And I'm in this boxing game by accident. This was never in my cards. Like, I never, ever would imagine I would do this in the game. So that's, you don't know what cards you're going to be dealt. I mean, yeah, and I'm like, again, I still got a call from Russia, and I'm going to Russia to fight again. So it's great. It's amazing. I'm
Yeah,
very, very blessed.
still creating memories, are you, in the boxing game?
Yeah,
That's great.
absolutely, 1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So a few questions as well from some of the guys in our gym as well. So Matt was asking, who are your top three hardest hitting opponents and top three toughest fights?
Top three hardest hitting opponents.
And top three toughest fights.
I was in training camp. I was in Vero Beach, Buddy McGirt's gym, and I was sparring with, I remember Audley Harrison.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah. The Southpaw
Audley
from the
Harrison,
UK.
7'10" southpaw. Him and I were sparring, and he hit me with a straight left hand, and my head was down, and he hit me on the top of the head and jarred my neck in. I was off of boxing for about 3 weeks. I thought I broke something. I thought he ruptured something happened bad. I mean, he hit me on the top of my head, and I went down, and I couldn't. I was like a turtle. I couldn't even move my neck. I thought he broke something, but he didn't even throw it hard. And he was like, "I'm sorry." All these amazing, man. Super, super cool guy. He apologized 100 times, but
If where he hit you is the top of the head, those really hurt.
yeah, I was like a bull almost. So when he hit my head, he jarred my neck in. So it wasn't even the punch; it was just the way my neck was. And um, I fought. I forget his name. He's from Philly, southpaw, heavyweight, older guy. He was in jail for a little while. He came out, but he made a big name. He made a name for himself. He fought. Oh, he knocked a couple guys out. Black dude, southpaw, maybe 40, 45 years old. And he came out, he started cracking people. His name,
I know you fought Steve Cunningham. He's from Philly, isn't he?
yeah,
Not him.
yeah. I should have pulled up my.
Ahmed Mansour.
Amir Mansour.
Ahmed Mansour, yeah.
Amir Mansour. I literally fought. When I say 24 hours, it might have been 36 hours. I got a call from. I fought him in Delaware, Dover, Delaware, at the Dover Downs. I forget who I got a call from. They're like, we need somebody right now. I was literally on a plane in like 2 hours. He stopped me the first round. He hit me with. I don't even remember what he hit me with, but I wasn't. The bell rang. He came across, boop, and that was it. And I don't remember what he hit. Which something overhand left. He had to, but he shot my lights off really quick. Super amazing guy, cool guy. And Klitschko. There's a video on Facebook. I can even send it to you. I'm sparring Klitschko in Austria. He hits me with the right hand, and I go down. And he walks over and he says, "You okay?" I take a little break. And when I stand up and I'm walking, you see my right foot, like I'm walking like really high. I couldn't feel my leg. Whatever he hit me with, he messed me up. I was messed up for like 2 or 3 days. And he didn't even throw it. He just whipped it out there. But whatever he hit me with, he hurt me with that shot. I remember specifically those shots. Hardest fights. Lucas Brown was hard because that was a long flight from China. Just hour difference. Those fights like that are hard. When you fly really far around the world, 8 hour time change. Your body doesn't know if you're asleep, if you're awake, if you're hungry, and you got to get in the ring with some big killer in front of 20,000 people. That's a hard fight. You're never gonna look good. You're never gonna look your best. Even if you're in shape, you're not gonna look good just from the jet lag and the travel. And
So when
I was
you
saying,
so when you landed, how soon after was the fight? After that 30-hour flight, did you say? So how soon after that 30-hour flight were you in the ring fighting?
maybe 2 days,
Well,
3 days.
that's
Yeah.
no time to adjust, is it?
No, there's no, not at all. I did that in Spain. I went to Madrid, Spain, and I fought some white dude from. Why can't I find? What was his name?
I've got it up here. Leif Larson. Is it Leif Larson?
Leif Larson. Yes, Leif Larson. I'm trying to get. Yes, Leif Larson. I fought him, and you look at him, he's a big, dopey guy. The story with him was he played football for the New York Giants.
Okay.
And he did something with some young girl, and he left because he didn't want to get arrested or something. That's the word. That's whether or not that's true. I remember reading about it, something like that. But when I went to the fight, he's like a dopey looking white guy. I'm like, okay, this guy, he doesn't even look like a fighter, but he was very strong. He was cracking me. I think that fight's even on YouTube. He was a really strong guy. He hit me hard. Yeah, that was a tough fight. And I stayed in there for a lot of shots. I probably could have taken a knee earlier, but I'm not the type to take a knee like that. Yeah, he was a really tough fight.
So another question.
AJ too. AJ was a tough fight. It wasn't even the fight; it was the crowd. It was the at the moment, at the time when I fought him, he was the man. And when he came in that ring, you can feel like the presence and like, oh shit, like you can feel his vibe. You can feel the whole aura of AJ, Anthony Joshua. When When they said Anthony Joshua and the crowd went crazy, I'm thinking, oh my God, bro. Then I'm like, oh shit. My butt was like, whoop, like, oh shit, a little pucker factor, like, oh shit, this is gonna happen. This guy's gonna come and kill me. And he sure as shit came to kill me, man. He was throwing. He missed a couple shots. I have pretty good defense. You know, I have 55, 56 pro fights. I've been in the ring with everybody, and I talk good, and I got my teeth, and I'm whatever. And my defense has saved me because I have pretty good defense. I learned all that from James. James taught me everything. Everything I do defense-wise is all from James. But AJ, I made him miss a couple shots, and you can hear them. And you're like, oh my God, bro. Like, I would have died. If he hit me with that shot, I would have died. Amazing guy. Amazing guy. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just mentioned James Toney, and he taught you about defense. A lot of people would like to know, what did he teach you about defense? Because James Toney may be retired now, but people they still talk about him. He's still lots of his videos always get lots of views. People still regard him as perhaps the most purest form of the shoulder roll. So what did he pass on to you about defense?
So I don't know if you know this or not, but James just fought like a month ago.
Razor Ruddock, yeah.
In Jamaica.
Yeah.
And he fought, yeah. First of all, I saw the fight. I actually feel bad for him. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel bad for the guy. James, let me do this here. James was the purest boxer that I've ever been in the ring with, meaning, I mean, Tyson Fury is an amazing boxer, but James will literally stand in front of you and talk a full paragraph to you, and you will not be able to touch this guy. This guy will just roll, boop, and he'll be talking the whole time. And you're like, and in your mind, you're like, this guy's. I would say the key word in boxing, of all the young guys out there, you just kept asking about what if you have to stay relaxed and composed, and you have to be in the ring the whole time. Even if you're getting your ass beat, relax, stay calm. Because if you're when it's done, now you're tired, whatever. James would be out of shape, fat. I was in the ring with him when he was like 280. He was fat, getting ready for fights. And this guy would just be talking like nothing and just be catching and shooting and rolling. And how does this guy do that? He is a gifted boxer. And he just fought Razor Ruddock. And if you watch the fight, bro, he's amazing. He's slipping and rolling. He looks terrible. And he's not all there. But you can't take him with that defense. It's crazy. One thing I picked up from James is, you're around the ring. You're going around. I got to cut the ring off. I'm going to step. But I want you to fight my fight. I'm not in this ring fighting your fight or following you. You're going to fight my fight. So I want you to go. I'm going to put you where I want you to go. If I want you to go right, I'm going to step left. If I want you to go left, I'm going to step right. So I'm not going to follow you around the ring, and I'm not going to come to where you're at. I'm going to follow you around the ring, and I'm going to go to where you're going to be at. So if I know you're stepping right, I'm going to step farther. I'm going to step where you're going to be, not where you're at, if that makes sense. So little angles, little tiny movements, little angles, man. James was the master of fighting in the phone booth. You will stand there and he'll just step and he'll move and he'll slide and you're like, what? And he doesn't make any steps, any movements, but he's never there. He's gone. And he rolls and he's moving and he's shooting back and you're like, what is going on here? And when you start to get that, when you get those movements in your body, if you're not calm and relaxed and tranquil and easy and just stay calm in the ring, you can't do it. You can be the best fighter in the world. If you don't have the cardio and you're tired, you're not the best fighter. You're nothing. If heavyweight boxing was 4 rounds, I would be heavyweight champ of the world. If boxing was 4 rounds, I'd be heavyweight champ of the world. But unfortunately, it's 12-round fights. And James knew exactly what to do in every second of the fight. He would know what he's going to do in the 6th round, in the 1st round. He would set you up, So I was blessed to be with him for as long as I have and to learn everything that I learned from him. I mean, it's been, and then I fight him in Prize Fighter in London. And it was amazing to fight him. It was amazing to beat him. I kind of felt bad, honestly. I mean, that's James Toney. And when I fought James in 2015, he wasn't James Toney. He wasn't the James Toney. I got a call maybe 3 months later to fight him in a 12-round fight in some state somewhere. And I said no to the fight because I just didn't want to fight him again. And he actually fought a guy like 10-10, and the guy beat him. I didn't want to do that. I wasn't. Hi, love. You all right? My future bride just came here. Hi, honey. James is. I look at James. He's a bro. He's what we have here in the United States. It's called Mount Rushmore. All the main 4 or 5 presidents. James would be the Mount Rushmore of boxing. He is one of the greatest of all time who's ever done it. I respect that man so much, what he taught me. He took me under his wing. He was my mentor for years, boxing. And just to be able to share the ring with him and then fight him. And yeah, man, I say again, opportunity. I'm a police officer. I go from working full time to now I'm in wild card gym with Freddie Roach and James. And, bro, you can't write a script for that. Bro, it's been an amazing journey, and I am extremely blessed, and I'm happy for every experience I've ever had in the ring like that. Yeah, man.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So another question from Azar. So I know we also discussed some of this earlier, but he mentions you started boxing at 20, which some people would say that's quite late to start boxing. So he asked, did you feel disadvantaged compared to your opponents being a late starter? And how would you look to overcome that? I know I spoke to other people who've fallen past similar positions, and they would say they just had to outwork everyone. Was that the same for yourself?
Do I feel disadvantaged? I would say if you start boxing at 10 years old, 12 years old, and you're in the ring, you're probably sparring 2 or 3 days a week. By the time you're 20 years old, you've had 6 or 7 years of pounding in a boxing ring. I know it's only sparring, but you're taking damage. You're taking shots. You're getting dropped. You're getting hurt with body shots. So by the time you're 12, 16, and you have 4 or 5 years of boxing, you're already beat up, so to speak. Guys lose their career in sparring. They don't lose it in the fight. So I started at 20 years old. I didn't spar ever. I played football growing up, but it wasn't crazy. I mean, I wasn't going crazy with like that, but I came in at 20 years old fresh. I would say I was very mature for my age of 20. I'm married, I got kids, I'm in the military, I'm a police officer. I'm a mature 20-year-old. I mean, and when I got the opportunity to box, I took it very, very serious. And everything I do is serious. I CrossFit. I'm a big CrossFitter. Every day I go in that gym, it's me against the clock. And I take it very, very serious. Just life. Life isn't a game. You get one life, so take everything serious. Work hard. I mean, play and have fun, but when you step in a boxing.
How did you sort of overcome that sort of difference? Because a lot of guys, when they start young, you'll see it now. There's a bit of a difference, isn't it, in the way they sort of fight. So how did you overcome more experienced guys when you were learning to box in your early 20s?
I think I got the hang of it pretty quick. I lost my first 7 fights, but those first 7 fights were fast. That was a couple months, 2 or 3 months. I was losing fights. Then I was like, all right, I got this. But every day I lost, when I would leave the ring and I'm driving home and I just lost, I'm already looking, when's the next fight? When's the next fight? Because I'm going back. I'm going to win this fight. I'm going to win this next fight. you got to have that drive. You got to be crazy about this stuff. You got to be, I mean, if you want to succeed in business, you got to be a crazy businessman. You want to, everything you do in your life has got to be this business. If you want this business to succeed, you got to be about nothing but life. Boxing for me at that moment was life. Yes, I had my kids and my career, and I love being a police officer, but again, boxing is a very, very small window. You only have so many years to do it. And if you do it half-assed, you're gonna lose an opportunity. You might be really good, but if you only do it half-assed and you're partying on the weekends and you're out with the girls clubbing and eating fat food, and bro, take it serious. You never know your potential unless you just do it. Give yourself time. Give yourself 90 days. So I think my drive, being from my grandparents to my father to just the way I was raised. I said that a bunch of times, right? The way I was raised. Okay, you got to be driven, so yeah, I
It's
think
that work ethic then.
work ethic, 1,000%. Yeah. 100%. I think having a father figure in life is huge. I mean, I think I grew up military, grew up very, if I tell you be home at 3 o'clock and you're home at 3 o'clock, you're late. You be asked better be home early. If I tell you you'll set your alarm at 6:30, you better up at 6:30. You're not up at 6:30, bro. You're gonna know. Maybe that's a little difficult, or maybe that's a little too hard today. But that's the way you got to be, man. You got to be, because when my son gets out in the world's not gonna be like, oh, it's okay. You're a little late. No, bro, you're late. You're fired. Now you can't pay the bills. You lost your house. Now you're on the street. You can't feed the family, all because you're late. Well, if you had a man in your life kicking your ass out of bed, yeah, little things like that mean everything when you get older.
Yeah. Discipline.
Discipline, bro. Yes, 1,000%. Get up, make your bed. Start by making your bed. I think, yeah, yeah, discipline. Exactly.
I think we need to get you and Daddy on together.
uh, me and Dan, me and Dan go to this little bar. It's called Kava Bar in Hillsborough Beach, Florida. And there's a bunch of kids there. They all like to smoke their weed and hang out or whatever. But they're all just like, "Hey, man, how you doing, bro?" And I'm like, "Man, what are you doing with your life? Like, you're 20 years old." They're just, "Hey, man, ah." It's different than when I was raised. I was married at 19. I bought my first house when I was a senior in high school. It's all about how you're raised. You got life. You can't live under your mom and dad forever. You got to be on your own. So, and boxing teaches you that. Boxing is, if you do shit half-ass, you're gonna get in the ring. You're gonna get your face punched off, and then you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have gone partying last weekend. Maybe if I concentrate and I really dedicate myself to this sport, maybe I can do something with it. Yeah, bro, exactly. That's in anything in life. If you have a girl and you're not putting your time with her, she's going to leave you for somebody else. Be with somebody. Put time into it. Be an example. So, dedication. You hear Floyd Mayweather all the time. Dedication.
Yeah.
Oh, that man is dedicated. He wouldn't have, if he was out there partying, he wouldn't be where he's at. So.
So, I mean, you are old school in a sense. So
1,000%.
so if you could choose any era to fight in, what decade would you choose?
Oh man. Heavyweight boxing, I'm obviously not going to say the heavyweights, will never be the way it was. There was one WBC. I am the heavyweight champion of the world. Everybody in the world knew who the heavyweight champ of the world was, whether it was Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis. They knew that, you see that man? He is the baddest man on the planet. Now it's all bingo, bango. He's this belt, that belt, this, bro. One person, the Muhammad Ali, the Mike Tyson era, bro. That guy was a steamroller. Man, can you imagine being across the ring from Mike Tyson in his prime? Bro, you would shit your pants. Like he would defeat you just by walking in the ring. Bro, no way, man. I've always been told I've been told multiple times, you're too nice to be a fighter. You're way too nice to be a fighter. But there's a switch. When you get in the ring, there's a switch.
Sugar Ray Leonard, he's a great smile, but maybe he has a killer instinct. He may be the best ever when it comes to boxing. When he had that switch, didn't he? Where he just finished you off in a second. Joe Louis was quite similar as well. Well spoken, nice outside the ring, but in the ring, these guys they were maybe the two best finishers in boxing history.
But then you got a guy like James Toney, and no matter how amazing James is an asshole, man. James is an asshole in the ring, and he's an asshole outside the ring. You gotta have a little character. You gotta attract people to you. I love being a police officer. I love showing up to a house when all hell is breaking loose and people are screaming and they want to kill me. You're a cop. Get out of my house. Da da da. You're a scumbag. By the time I leave, bro, I've been through so much shit in my life. I've experienced so much stuff. I relate with you. I'm you just in a uniform. I'm wearing a uniform. That's it. But I'm you. We can be in the same role, just different in a certain moment. And I know what you're going through, bro. Whether you're a veteran, and I put my personal experiences into whatever I'm going through with other people. By the time I leave, they're shaking my hand, saying, "I'm not Officer Gavern. My name's Jason, bro. I'm Jason. I'm a dude. I'm a guy. Like, hey, Jason, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to be an asshole. Whatever. Bro, it's whatever. It's life. You have to be nice outside of the ring. Anthony Joshua is amazing outside the ring. That's why people love him. Certain guys are like that. I love being with the people, talking to the people, giving interviews, pictures, whatever it is. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know 10 years down the road who you're going to see, who you're going to meet. I'm directing traffic. You never know. When I met this guy 10 years ago, I gave him a picture. You never know. So just be nice. This world is crazy right now. Just be nice to people. Be happy. Be smiling. And when I get in the ring, I'll beat your ass. But when I get out of the ring, just be nice to people. Life is amazing. Life is great. So yeah, just be cool. Just be a good human being.